Everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my new series called Double Take with my friend Daisy. Now you're probably wondering, what is this series about, Desiree? Well, it's kind of like scrap lifting, and as you guys all know, what do I love to do? Stash busting. So I always try to reinvent the wheel of how I can create new series that also goes along with stash busting. And so how I came about this idea, you see that layout right there? Yes. Well, I was watching Corey Jones, who is on the design team for HipKit, and when I watched her create that layout, I was like, oh my gosh, this layout is beautiful. I love it. I need to recreate it. I want to recreate it. I need to, either order the kit from HipKit. I need to go to scrapbook.com and order all the supplies that she used. But I need to get those products in my hands because I want to do this layout. And that's when I hit the brakes really hard, came to a complete stop and said, wait a minute. That's exactly what got me in the situation where I am today, because I've been scrapbooking for 20 years, on why I have all the supplies that I have. Because while, yes, Facebook and Instagram and YouTube did not exist 20 years ago, magazines did. So that was our those were our influencers. And I remember, I think I ordered and subscribed to Creative Keepsakes for at least 6 years. And I would flip through the magazine, see all the layouts I wanted to recreate, buy all the supplies, and in my scrapbooking room it went. And I never did it. So that's kind of like the light bulb went off when I saw this layout and was about ready to fall into the same mistake. I didn't need to do that. I have all the supplies that I need in my room right now, and that's what I want to show you of how you can do the same thing. So to me, scrap lifting is taking a layout and literally following it to the T with what they're using. There's other different definitions, and it's always such a gray area, but to me that's what it is. I mean, everyone has their own, definition for it. But Daisy is not going to scrap lift on this round. She is going to use this to inspire her. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I did was I found that paper pad that you saw just a few minutes ago by Me and My Big Ideas. That was made in 2002. It's very juvenile. It actually would probably be really cute for my daughter's pages, or maybe her her friends, which in this case I am making a layout for her friend's album. But what I wanted to do was I needed white cardstock. I didn't want to go to the store and buy cardstock, so I'm just going to use that to flip it over. And then I went to my actual cardstock supply, and while I love all colors of the rainbow, there are tones in every single color that I'm not a fan of. And for one, I had at least 20 pieces of that bright orange that I will never use. So I'm going to use that, adhere it down to the white flimsy piece of paper, and that is going to basically strengthen and give the support that paper needs. All right, so the first thing Corey does is she starts working on her modeling page. She grabbed a stencil that came in her kit with, since she's on the design team, with the hip kit. And I didn't have that stencil, so I went and found this one by Amy Tangerine that is going to give me the same exact look, which is just creating lines. Now, if you didn't have a stencil that has lines, to recreate the lines, here's another way that you could do that. I would grab a credit card, gift card, debit card, I think you know where I'm going with this, and grab an ink pad, dip it in, and that's going to be like your stamp, and create little dash marks. If you don't have any stamp, I would then suggest maybe some type of acrylic paint, watercolors, a paintbrush, and do it that way as well. So like I said, I'm just using what I got. Now the only thing I wish I would have held off, and I did forget to tell you one little piece, Corey used lots of different modeling paste to create an ombre. So she kept adding different piles to it to create an ombre look. I didn't really want to do that because I didn't want to waste any of my modeling paste. And so I just kept it all one color using Heidi Swap, which is in navy. But the only thing I wish I would have done differently as far as using the stencil, and this is where I learned after I got done doing the first one, I wish I would have had the unevenness. As you can see, the lines start and end the same as if it truly was part of the stencil, and I don't like that. I like it where it kind of just swish that brush or that spatula around and let those lines be uneven. So if I do this again, which I probably think I will because I love this layout so much, I'm actually going to probably recreate this for my daughter's album. I'll remember that, just to have those uneven lines. So there it is. I started from the top, worked my way all to the bottom, and next Corey grabbed some ink splatters. Now she used, for both the modeling paste and her ink splatters, I think it's called Lindy's Stamp Gang, and it's that powder that activates with mixed media or water. Such a cool effect, but I have all the bells and whistles when it comes to creating color onto my page. I have the inks, I have the gelatos, watercolor paints, acrylic paints, you name it. I don't need any more. So I'm using what I have, and I just grabbed one in pink, and I grabbed a paintbrush instead because the nozzle was giving me small little ink splatters. I really needed to be larger drops, and so I just grabbed my paintbrush and created those larger drops. Now the next thing she does is she has a packaging that she used to go behind her photo. Well, Dear Lizzie and Shamel makes the cutest packaging. I always use them as layering pieces for my scrapbooking layouts, and so that's all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that one. Even though I still have stickers on it, it doesn't matter to me. I don't need to have, that I needed that at that moment, so it's not like I needed it for any purpose while it's just sitting in my stash. Next, I grabbed some pink paper because she does have pink paper behind her photo. And again, it doesn't have to be exact match. This is trying to get the layout as close as I can with the products that I have. And so I just grabbed some stuff that was in my scrap bin, and it is it is a paper that I used. I was doing a DIY with washi tape. And so I'm just going to use a piece of that and make that work for my photo. It's not going to mat it all the way around, but I didn't want that. And there are circles punched out because I actually used them for ephemera in my traveler's notebook when I made that paper. And at first I thought I was going to have the peekaboo of the, I just think I like saying peekaboo. I don't know, it's like reminds me of when I used to play with my little babies, or when they were babies. I thought I was going to have the little peekaboo of the circle, but I already have a peekaboo from that packaging where you would actually hang it on a hook in a store. And so I didn't want to have them next to each other because it was a little too much. So I ended up just readjusting that paper my photo and adhered it down. Now I did cut that photo down to a 4x4. I felt like there was a whole bunch of white space going around that photo that I just really didn't need. So I cut it down to a 4x4. And then I'm going to take my liquid adhesive. This is tacky glue. I have been using tacky glue before Scotch Quick Dry even called it tacky glue. And I have to say that looking back on my layouts from 20 years ago, nothing has fallen off. But when I made the switch from going tacky glue to a dot runner, everything has fallen off, and I'm slowly having to reapply adhesive, and I'm actually using liquid adhesive to my layout. Alright, so my Cropper Hopper made an appearance. Woohoo! There it is, everyone. That is the famous Cropper Hopper. That is a sticker album that holds all my Miss Grossman stickers. That literally it weighs like almost 3 pounds, and I just use that to apply pressure whenever I need to flatten a page, or in this case, make sure that the tacky glue adheres to the gesso or modeling paste. Alright, so then Corey has some stickers, and they're word phrases, and she kind of puts them all around the background. I don't have those stickers, so what I did is I used Mackie Holmes' rotating stamp that has different phrases, and I grabbed the Sweet Life and I just added a whole bunch of stamping right there on the side. And then she had a pink arrow. So like I said, this is for my daughter's album, so I'm pretty much trying to use everything almost paper. And I just took a die cut, grabbed some scrap paper. There's my pink arrow. And then I had that little piece left, and that's what I decided to use to go behind the packaging. I don't think Corey had that, but I'm one that really doesn't like to waste scraps if I don't have to. I definitely don't force myself to use every single little tiny itty bitty piece, definitely not. But if I have something that I kind of like, and I think that that curve of that paper adds interest, and I know that I could tuck it in somewhere and it won't look awkward, I'm gonna go ahead and add that. All right, so then like I said, I'm using almost everything paper. I could have used some thickers, absolutely. In fact, when I probably make my daughter's album, I will use thickers. Thickers are really expensive, so like I said, this is going to my daughter's friend who moved away. And so all I did was take scraps paper, which is really helping me get through my scraps, and created my own layout. And guess with what? My Quick Cuts. My Quick Cuts is making its way back into my scrapbooking room as far as getting used. And I noticed lately that they're coming out with metal dies that are an alphabet font, which Quick Cuts was known for that. So I'm glad I kept mine. I mean, it was such a huge investment anyways. I'd probably never let it go, but and I'm noticing that thickers, while it's still very popular, a lot of creators are starting to go to flat stickers. And flat stickers to me, it is also paper. So if you don't have the color that you need in stickers and you have it in paper, definitely at least invest in, I'd say, one good classic font as far as dies, because then you can actually recreate it whenever you want. All right, so now I'm gluing everything down, and it might not be positioned exactly how Corey has it, but like I said, that's okay. Now this is where I've kind of, my brain sometimes will, especially because this week I created 4 layouts, which is highly unusual. I don't think in almost the 4 years I've been YouTubing that I've ever created more than 2 layouts in 1 week. So this was 4. I had a lot of stuff I needed and commitments that I needed to get done. And so my brain kind of like was stopping as far as thinking. But I was like, I don't have that sticker that says awesome. And I was like, but you know what? I got these really cute tags from the poolside that was sitting on my desk. And I just used my pinking die and then used that for embellishments. It wasn't until I went to bed the next morning, it was like, aha, I know exactly how I could do it. But I had already glued everything down. So the Quick Cuts that I used for the title, I could have easily taken a white piece of paper. So this is another idea for you guys. Spelled the word awesome if I wanted that exact same word. And then I could have taken some markers or even some type of paint and paint the inside of the letters, because I would just be using the negative space, not the actual letters. But I didn't do that because I didn't think about it. But now Corey does have some stars. Like I said, she had some little phrases going around that paper. All I did was find some stamps and use my stamps to create the same look. And that's it, everybody. I do go back off camera, add some more drops, but this layout is done. And this layout, when you compare it, is pretty close to a match, and it cost me a total of $0. So I'm super excited about it. I do want to know with you guys, did you guys like this? What do you guys think of this new series? I really do hope that you guys love it as much as I do. Daisy and I are already having a lot of fun, and it's only our very first process video. So be sure to go check her out. I will leave her link below. And definitely, like I said, stay tuned. We can only do it once a month, just between other commitments, so it's going to always be on the last Friday. But definitely leave me a comment below, because I would love to hear from you. I'd love to get feedback from you guys of what you thought about this. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, I would love to have you here, so I hope you consider subscribing. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you don't miss out on any future videos, and you all have an amazing day. Bye.